Hey folks, how's it going? So what we're going to do today is a very simple skill, and we want to figure out the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix, right? Remember, there's a couple of things that we want to figure out the determinant for. One is to find out inverses. You don't need to know how to do an inverse of a 3 by 3. It's quite complicated, but determinants are important because remember, if the determinant of A is 0, that then tells us that A inverse does not exist, right? And remember, if A inverse doesn't exist, then we can't solve a related system of equations, okay? So we do want to know how to figure out the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix, okay? So I want to find out the determinant of this matrix right here, okay? So the determinant is denoted by det and then that matrix, okay? So how we're going to do that is we're actually going to turn this determinant into a collection of other determinants, okay? So how we're going to do that is we're going to pick any row or column, okay? So for example, to start, let's pick this column right here, okay? So any row or column, okay? Also, what we're going to do is we're going to add a plus or a minus in front of every number, okay? So the way that we're going to do this is we're actually literally just going to alternate. So it's going to be plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. Okay, so now remember, this is similar to a 2 by 2 because when we did the determinant of a 2 by 2, it was AD minus BC. Okay, so it kind of resembles that. Alright, so we're going to alternate plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. Okay, so now that we've done this, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to break this down into 3 different determinants of 2 by 2s. Okay, and the way that we're going to do that, we're going to look at the highlighted part, and we're going to use that column, and we're going to use these numbers here in different combinations to create 2 by 2 matrices. Alright, so what our answer is going to be is, this is actually going to be, so we're going to look at that first highlighted number. It's a positive 1. Okay, so 1 times, and now we're actually going to calculate the determinant of, and we're going to take this and we're actually going to cover that up. Okay, so what we're left with right now is this matrix right here. Okay, so not highlighted, not covered up. The reason why I covered this up is because I'm looking at that 1. So I cover up the row and the column that the 1 is in, and what I'm left with is that matrix right there. Okay, so that means 0, 2, 1, 2. Okay, remember, straight lines are also other ways to write determinant of. Okay, you should have learned that last year. Alright, then what we're going to do is we're going to look here. So that was plus 1 times that determinant. Notice I'm not looking at the signs when I put them in the determinant, right? I'm only looking at the sign when I write the plus 1. So next is going to be minus, because of that minus, and then negative 1 times the determinant of what happens when I cover that up, right? So what I'm left with is the determinant of 2, 4, so 2, 4, 1, 2. Okay? Then the next part is going to be plus 1. Okay, so plus 1. And then the determinant of, and I'm going to move this down, and now I'm just left with that, right? So that's 2, 4, 0, 2. Okay? So notice that these red signs that I put at the beginning, they are only important to tell me what goes in front of this. So there's a plus 1, minus negative 1, plus 1. Okay? Alright, so let's figure out the rest of this. So this will be 1 times 0 times 2 minus 2 times 1. So negative 2 plus, because it's minus negative, 1 times 2 is 4, So it's going to be 4. 2 times 2 is 4, so it's going to be 4 minus 4. So 0 plus 1 times 2 times 2 is 4 minus 0 is 4. Okay, so the answer is 1 times negative 2 is negative 2 plus 0 plus 4 is equal to negative 2 plus 4 is 2. So the determinant of this whole matrix is 2. Okay? Alright. Now, we're going to do the same example, but I'm going to pick a different row or column, right? So here we picked that column first, and you guys are thinking, why did I pick that? Well, I just did, and you can literally pick anything. Okay? So we're going to do the same thing. Okay? This time what we're going to do is we're going to pick the row with the 0 in it. Okay, so last time I picked a column, this time I'm going to pick a row, and more specifically I'm going to pick the row with the 0 in it. Okay, and you'll see why it's nice to do that. Okay, so again I'm going to do my plus minus. Okay, and now so the first part that we're going to do is we're going to say that the determinant of this matrix is equal to, we're going to start with that. So negative, negative 1. So negative, negative 1 is that. And then the determinant of, so we're going to cover up that column that the 1 is in, right? And what's left over is 2, 4, 1, 2, right? Then we're going to say plus 0 times some matrix, but it doesn't really, times the matrix, oh, sorry, the matrix will be 1, 4, 1, 2, right? But the matrix 1, 4, 1, 2 is going to be multiplied by 0, so that's not going to make any difference, right? And then we're going to do minus 2 times what's left over is 1, 2, 1, 1. So 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay, so now let's calculate that. Well, this is positive 1 times 4 minus 4 is 0. This is 0 times something, and this is minus 1 minus 2. So that's, sorry, minus 2 times 1 minus 2. So that's negative 1. Alright, so that's also 2. So notice that we got the same answer here and here. Okay? So, we got the same answer, doesn't matter what row we picked, but it is nice to pick a row or column that you have a 0 in if you do have a 0, because that part is just going to cancel out, right? So this part right here, we didn't even have to write because it's just 0 times something, right? So, to recap, first we write our plus minus plus minus plus minus pattern, then we pick a row or column, and then we write down our 3 2x2 determinants and we solve. Okay, so what I want you guys to do for homework, just one question, okay, that's all. I want you to find the determinant of this matrix. So I want the determinant of 0, 1, 7, negative 3, negative 2, 1, 1, 1, negative 1. Okay, so I want you to find the determinant of this matrix. Okay, all right, that is all, and I will see you guys in class.